The Persian Gulf remains calm as the luxury cruise liner MSC Seascape prepares for a standard morning departure.
Submerged sensors detect a massive biological mass approaching the shoreline at a speed exceeding 40 knots per hour. Ancient predators long thought extinct are resurfacing within the shallow coastal waters of the modern Middle Eastern territories.
Passengers observe a dark shape, spanning nearly 80 feet in length, gliding silently beneath the reinforced metal superstructure. The creature initiates a direct kinetic strike against the ship's side, causing immediate structural deformation and internal alarm. A seismic jolt ripples through the lower decks, throwing crew members to the floor and disrupting primary electrical.
Coast Guard officials monitor the rapid movement of the unidentified aquatic entity as it circles the listing vessel.
Secondary impacts target the propulsion systems, effectively disabling the ship's ability to maneuver away from the shoreline hazards.
Seawater enters the primary engineering compartments at a rate of several thousand gallons per minute, causing failure.
The captain issues an immediate abandon ship order, as the vessel begins to take on a significant list.
Visual confirmation identifies the apex predator as a megalodon, a species previously classified as extinct for millions years.
Specialized military units are dispatched to provide aerial support and attempt to deter the creature using non-lethal force.
The creature demonstrates high levels of tactical aggression, targeting the midsection of the hull with calculated precision strikes.
Structural integrity fails as the massive weight of the predator crushes the steel ribs of the luxury liner. The breach reaches the public areas of the ship, marking the beginning of the end for the vessel. Surface vessels engage in diversionary tactics to allow lifeboat evacuation, while the predator continues its relentless surface assault. Close-range observation reveals a highly developed sensory system, capable of tracking small movements, even in turbulent silted water.
The shifting weight of the water inside the hull forces the bow upward, creating a dramatic vertical incline.
Elite maritime response teams enter the water to deploy deterrents, meant to drive the prehistoric entity into deeper. The creature's sheer physical power is demonstrated as it easily neutralizes secondary vessels attempting to intervene in the pool.
Thermal imaging confirms the predator is maintaining a high internal temperature despite the depth of the surrounding water. Structural collapse accelerates as the center of gravity shifts beyond the point of any possible recovery or stabilization.
Bite force measurements suggest a pressure exceeding 40,000 pounds per square inch, capable of shearing industrial steel.
From the city's highest point, the scale of the maritime disaster is visible against the horizon of Dubai. Search and rescue operations continue under the glow of chemical flares as the sun sets over the scene.
The predator shows signs of superficial injury, but its drive to attack the sinking vessel remains entirely undiminished.
Total power failure occurs as the main engine room is completely submerged, ending all internal lighting and communications.
The displacement of thousands of tons of steel creates a powerful suction, pulling nearby debris down into the...
The predator descends with its prize, disappearing into the darkness of the deep sea floor, beyond human reach.
Emergency teams work frantically to recover survivors from the oil-slicked water before the predator returns to the surface.
Orbital surveillance monitors the environmental impact of the sinking as fuel oil begins to coat the surrounding waters.
A recovered tooth measuring over 7 inches long confirms the identity of the attacker as a Carcharochlus megalodon.
The threat is not neutralized, as the creature is detected moving toward the shallow waters of the city.
Air Force assets deploy acoustic deterrents to prevent the predator from entering the busy commercial shipping lanes nearby.
Panic spreads among the local population as the massive shark is sighted near the iconic man-made island resorts.
Ground forces establish a sensory grid to monitor the creature's location and provide early warning for the city. The predator exhibits curious behavior toward other large vessels, suggesting it is scouting for its next potential target.
A deep-sea drone captures high-definition images of the creature's anatomy, providing vital data for the military response team.
The jaw structure is designed for maximum damage, capable of biting through the thickest marine-grade steel alloys.
The creature displays high intelligence by eliminating the surveillance device and obscuring its current position from the researchers. Engineers prepare a heavy-duty capture net, designed to withstand the immense force of the prehistoric predator's physical strength.
The creature uses the industrial underwater landscape as cover, making it difficult for sonar systems to maintain lock.
A dangerous mission is launched to lure the predator into the open water where the capture net waits.
The sheer size of the beast is evident as it dwarfs the protective cage and the human inside.
A successful darting allows the military to track the creature's movements in real time across the entire Gulf region. The predator reacts violently to the darting attempt, putting the diver's life at immediate risk of fatal impact.
Rescue teams extract the diver just seconds before the creature breaches the surface in a final failed strike.
Predictive models suggest the creature is heading toward the high-density residential areas of the Dubai Marina waterfront.
The predator enters the confined space of the marina, where its size makes it nearly impossible to avoid.
Displacement waves from the creature's movement are enough to capsize smaller vessels docked along the narrow concrete piers.
Marksmanship teams take positions on high-rise balconies to provide overwatch and wait for a clear shot opportunity.
The creature remains stationary, potentially sensing the presence of the military forces gathered to confront it in the...
The helicopter's powerful rotors create a massive spray of water, attempting to force the creature back towards sea. The predator's vertical reach is underestimated as it attempts to snatch the low-flying helicopter from the air above. Emergency maneuvers are executed to save the aircraft, while the creature remains in the shallow marina water basin.
The trap is sprung as the heavy floodgates are closed, sealing the predator within the man-made channel. Impact forces against the gate are extreme, but the engineering of the barrier prevents the predator's escape tonight.
Chemical agents are introduced into the water column to gradually lower the creature's heart rate and metabolic activity.
The apex predator finally shows signs of exhaustion as its massive body begins to drift near the surface.
The world's largest floating crane is positioned to lift the 60-ton creature for transport to a research facility.
Divers work carefully to secure the prehistoric beast, ensuring the slings are balanced for the massive vertical lift.
For the first time in history, a living megalodon is removed from its natural environment for scientific study. The sheer scale of the creature is breathtaking, as it hangs suspended between the modern towers of Dubai.
The sedative wears off prematurely as the creature's high metabolism processes the chemicals faster than previously expected by.
Catastrophic equipment failure occurs as the predator's violent movements exceed the safe load limits of the lifting gear.
The impact creates a surge of water that sweeps across the docks, destroying everything in its immediate path.
The predator focuses its anger on the vessel that attempted to remove it from the water, attacking aggressively.
The creature uses its immense weight to destabilize the crane ship, threatening to capsize the massive industrial vessel.
Crew members use emergency torches to sever the connections and release the crane ship from the predator's grip.
The predator retreats to the depths of the basin where it can recover and plan its next move.
The city enters a complete lockdown as the threat of the megalodon remains active within the urban waterways.
A final strike mission is authorized to eliminate the prehistoric threat, using high-yield underwater demolition charges and precision.
Stealth is paramount as the divers navigate the debris-filled water to locate the predator's current resting position tonight. The creature is found in a state of semi-dormancy, allowing the team to approach with extreme caution and... The team sets the timer for the demolition charge, ensuring they have enough time to clear the area. The predator awakens and immediately reacts to the intrusion of the small human figures in its resting space.
A high-speed chase ensues through the dark water as the divers struggle to reach the surface before detonation.
Extraction is completed with seconds to spare before the underwater charge reaches the end of its timed countdown.
The demolition charge detonates with extreme force, creating a shockwave that neutralizes the target in the shallow water.
Environmental testing begins to verify that the threat has been completely eliminated from the city's coastal water systems.
The morning light reveals the extensive structural damage caused by the creature during its brief but violent stay.
The victims of the disaster are honored in a somber ceremony, overlooking the waters where the ship sank.
The event sparks a global conversation about the possibility of other prehistoric creatures surviving in the deep ocean.
Data analysis identifies several other regions where similar biological signatures have been detected in the last few months.
Engineers develop new maritime defense technologies to protect future vessels from the threat of large-scale aquatic predator attacks.
The remains of the luxury liner sit in the darkness, serving as a reminder of the ocean's power.
Nature begins to reclaim the man-made structure, turning the site of tragedy into a new artificial reef system.
New evidence suggests that the Dubai Megalodon was not an isolated survivor, but part of a larger population.
Prevalence. The scientific community is divided on how to respond to the return of apex predators from the past.
Global navies implement new protocols to monitor and intercept large-scale biological threats before they reach populated coastal areas.
The memory of the attack remains etched in the minds of the people who witnessed the ocean's fury.
Dubai stands resilient, but the lesson learned from the Megalodon attack will never be forgotten by its people.
The depths of the sea still hold many secrets, some of which are better left undisturbed by humanity.
We honor those who were lost and celebrate the bravery of the rescuers who saved so many lives.
This documentary was produced to document the events of the Dubai maritime disaster for future historical research purposes.
The ocean is a vast and mysterious place where the past